The way that she controls the game and play makes and gets everybody involved, but also, the step backs and her shot. She reminds me a lot of Luka in the sense of like they both can control the game so well.
These ladies, and I'm a WNBA fan, they cannot have this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse if they try. People believe what we say on television. Just because people don't like you or your personality, they can't get on TV and slander you. It's just total bullshit.
Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlin Clark. Y'all petty girls.
Caitlin Clark is shaking up the WNBA like never before. Her flashy, fearless style of play isn't just lighting up the court, it's turning heads across the entire basketball world. With every game, she's pulling in more fans, more attention, and more energy than the league has seen in years, but Caitlin's influence isn't stopping there. Her impact is spilling over into the NBA, where top stars are taking notice and speaking out. As Clark's rise continues at breakneck speed, the spotlight gets hotter. She's earned praise, yes, but also criticism. Not everyone is cheering. In fact, some voices within the WNBA have turned harsh, creating an environment where Caitlin's every move is under a microscope. The bigger her platform, the more some want to bring her down. Still, NBA icons aren't staying silent. These athletes know the pressure of fame, the weight of expectations, and the sting of backlash. And now, they're stepping up, defending Caitlin Clark against the wave of negativity. So, what exactly are NBA stars saying about Caitlin? Their words of support, encouragement, and advice reveal just how deeply her game is respected across both leagues. Meanwhile, Clark's arrival is already changing the trajectory of the Indiana Fever. She brings a winning mindset that refuses to accept anything less than success. And as the Fever build the right roster around her, it's not a matter of if they'll rise, it's when. Clark's winning spirit has been obvious since her college days, and that's exactly why WNBA arenas are filling up whenever she steps on the hardwood. Fans have followed her journey from Iowa to Indiana, and their loyalty runs deep, but it's not just fans in the stands who are paying attention. One of her most vocal supporters is NBA guard Kobe White, and his praise for Caitlin Clark is turning heads. White's admiration isn't just casual, it's genuine, passionate, and full of respect. He's been cheering her on throughout her rookie season, showing love for her dazzling highlights and fearless gameplay. And honestly, who can blame him? Caitlin isn't just putting up numbers. She's rewriting the story of what's possible. In the women's game, her performances have caught the eyes of NBA stars like White, who recognize a generational talent when they see one. And with every game, Caitlin Clark continues to prove she's the real deal.
Supporting Caitlin Clark for a while and what she's been doing for the games. This is my first time seeing him in person, so it's been dope.
What was it like when you saw her hit that three?
Which one? The one that broke the record was crazy. I think she put up 2 feet beyond half court, so for me to see it in person, she's legit. She's the best. So she's the GOAT. So her skill set far exceeds everyone else.
Patrick Beverley has also weighed in on the Caitlin Clark conversation, and true to form, he didn't hold back. Beverley pointed out something few can deny. Anything involving Caitlin draws more attention than it would for just about any other WNBA player. Whether it's a highlight reel assist or a hard foul, if Clark's involved, people are watching. And yes, those hard fouls and overly physical plays haven't gone unnoticed. Some have even compared them to the gritty, in-your-face style Beverley himself is known for in the NBA. But instead of throwing shade, Beverley tipped his cap to Caitlin, praising her for the way she's handled the pressure and physicality. Appearing on Gilbert Arenas' podcast, Beverley revealed he spent time practicing with WNBA players and came away impressed with their skill level. Caitlin, in particular, stood out. He acknowledged that even without the elite physical tools of some basketball legends, her talent and IQ have made her a dominant force in the league. And in classic Pat Bev fashion, he also reminded everyone, Caitlin Clark bringing more eyes to the league, that's a win for everyone.
This woman, Caitlin Clark, she's not the tallest. She doesn't have a crazy frame that, but she got women's basketball on lock right now. And she hasn't really been in a while. And a lot of people haven't seen a lot of it. Anything that happens with her is going to be magnified, right? Which is great for the WNBA.
Another big name showing love to Caitlin Clark, Luka Dončić, the European sensation and NBA superstar. Fans and analysts alike have drawn comparisons between Luka and Caitlin for good reason. Both have an uncanny ability to take control of a game, light up the scoreboard, and carry their teams with a mix of finesse and fire. They've each skyrocketed into stardom as the faces of their respective leagues. Luka, known for his competitive edge and relentless trash talk, is rarely one to hand out compliments. He's confident, some might say cocky, and makes it his mission to prove he's better than anyone he faces. So when Luka Dončić went out of his way to praise Caitlin Clark, that turned heads. Not only did he call her a legend in the making, he even admitted, without hesitation, that she might be a better shooter than he is. Coming from one of the NBA's most confident sharpshooters, that's not just a compliment, it's a statement, and it speaks volumes about the level of respect Caitlin has earned from the game's best.
It's a woman with Steph Curry. She can shoot it better than me.
Caitlin Clark appears to be walking a path remarkably similar to the one Luka Dončić blazed, going from hyped prodigy to undeniable superstar. The first milestone on that journey? Nearly sweeping Rookie of the Year honors. Luka missed unanimous. Roti by just 2 votes. Caitlin by only 1. It's a clear sign. From the very beginning, both were seen as generational talents destined to dominate. Luka has already delivered on that promise, rewriting record books with his explosive offensive output and redefining what a modern superstar looks like. And now, all signs point to Caitlin being next in line. Her impact is growing with every game, and much like Luka, she's not just playing the game, she's changing it. The way she's rising through the ranks, it's only a matter of time before Caitlin Clark is not just the face of the WNBA, but a force reshaping the future of the sport.
Caitlin, congratulations on an amazing season. Rookie of the Year is a big honor. You deserve it. Congratulations.
Caitlin Clark is also drawing comparisons to another rising star, Tyrese Haliburton, and the similarities run deep. Both are elite three-point shooters who use that gravity to open up the floor and create for their teammates. Their playmaking, vision, and leadership make them standouts, not just on the stat sheet, but in the flow of the game. But it's not just about style. The context is eerily similar too. Like Haliburton, Caitlin was dropped into the heart of basketball country, Indiana, where fans live and breathe the game, and just like Tyrese, she's already making noise and becoming a cornerstone of the state's basketball future. So it was no surprise that as soon as Caitlin arrived in Indiana, the media turned to Haliburton for his thoughts. After all, he knows exactly what it's like to become a young star in this hoops-obsessed state. And now, they're not just 2 electrifying players, they're part of the same basketball family, ready to light up Indiana together.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for her to be here. I think it brings a lot of excitement to the city. You know, a city with a lot of young talent already as it is, and adding her, you know, she's one of the faces of women's basketball, and for her to be here and under the same roof, you know, I think is really exciting for me, and I think a lot of people in our organization, and just look forward to, you know, watching her grow throughout the process, watching her get better. Looking forward to actually being able to cheer for her now. You know, now she's with the good guy.
Caitlin Clark and Tyrese Haliburton have quickly formed a solid friendship. They keep up with each other's games and share a real mutual respect. Tyrese has even started watching more WNBA action thanks to Caitlin and the excitement building around the Indiana Fever. With both players on the rise in Indiana, there's real hope the Fever can follow the Pacers' path, developing into a contender just as quickly.
And it's been really cool to see her growth this last year, and the Fever as a whole, to see Kelsey get some playoff experience, and just the whole group, Aaliyah, the whole group. Just really cool to follow the team, and it's unfortunate that they lost, but they're a young group. They'll be back for success, and now locked in, watching more WNBA.
And just when things couldn't get more intriguing, Shaquille O'Neal stepped in with some major praise. On Angel Reese's podcast with one of Caitlin Clark's biggest critics right there, Shaq didn't hold back. He openly backed Caitlin, calling out her greatness in a moment that felt both bold and powerful. Hearing one of the NBA's most dominant legends defend Clark, right in the lion's den, said it all. Even the critics had to pause. Shaq made it crystal clear, Caitlin Clark is the real deal. Now let's hear exactly what the Big Diesel had to say.
And I was a hater because, I'm down. She was like, she's not going to hit that shot. And bam, like, damn, she's not going to hit that shot. Man, like if I say 10 times you're not going to hit the shot and you hit the shot, that means you're the truth.
The intense pressure and constant scrutiny on Caitlin Clark could shake even the toughest players. But Lakers star Anthony Davis is impressed by how she's rising above it all. Davis knows the challenges firsthand. Coming into the NBA as a top prospect, he's faced similar high expectations. He's also seen what it takes to handle hype, especially watching his longtime teammate and friend LeBron James navigate the spotlight. With all that experience behind him, Davis understands just how hard it is to stay focused amid non-stop criticism, media stories, and the jump in physicality rookies face. But from what he's seen of Caitlin so far, he's confident she's built to last. Davis praises her tenacity and grace under pressure, qualities that point to a bright, successful future. For Clark,
I think she handles all the criticism and everything that's going on, fairly well. She never let nothing knock her off her square, man. I just saw the interview when she was and they asked her about not being on the Olympic team.
What a great answer she gave.
Great answer. I think she'll be fine, and all the stuff about the physicality and it comes with the league.
It comes with it, yeah.
No, you're a rookie.
You've probably heard it before, but physicality has become a major talking point, especially when it comes to Caitlin Clark and the WNBA. With more eyes on the league than ever, comparisons to the NBA are inevitable, since it's the more familiar stage. Even NBA champion Michael Porter Jr. weighed in, wondering how Caitlin might handle the NBA's physical demands during a recent podcast. While his comments weren't all glowing, the fact that Caitlin is even part of this conversation speaks volumes about her talent and impact. Being compared to NBA-level competition is its own kind of high praise, and it shows just how far she's come.
Caitlin's cold. That's the one girl that I was okay, if she was in an NBA game, on defense, she would get cooked. Offensively, she'll knock down some corner threes or a swing three. She actually would, because she can shoot from that far,
Now let's turn to someone who truly understands what Caitlin Clark is going through, LeBron James. LeBron's rise was one of the most hyped stories in sports history. Drafted straight out of high school, people were already talking about him as the future GOAT before he even played his first NBA game. Caitlin's buzz in the WNBA is on a similar level, massive, game-changing, and impossible to ignore. But with that kind of fame comes plenty of criticism and pressure. LeBron knows this better than anyone. Over his career, he's become one of the most scrutinized athletes on the planet. Media narratives swirl around every move he makes, and opponents often step up their game just to try to knock him off his pedestal. Yet none of that stopped LeBron from reaching greatness. No player in either league has ever faced expectations this huge. So it's reassuring to see LeBron publicly supporting Caitlin and sharing advice for her journey. He emphasizes the importance of listening to mentors and staying humble, something Caitlin already seems to embrace as a true student of the game. 2. Survive and thrive. As an iconic athlete, staying grounded and focused is key. LeBron's career is proof of that. If LeBron's insight means anything, then Caitlin Clark's future looks incredibly bright. Hopefully this time around, critics will learn to simply appreciate the greatness of the next generational talent.
And my advice to anyone that comes in with this, this level of notoriety, out of this world expectation, whatever the case may be, I just think it's all about having, be a horse, man. The Kentucky Derby, put your blinders on, go to work, show up to work, punch your clock in, prepare yourself, work on your game, work on your craft, kind of keep your mouth shut, and just learn from the vets. When they ask, you voice your opinion if they want your opinion, man, early on, because everybody is looking for you to say anything and they're going to splice it and cut it and make it a negative thing. I'm rooting for Caitlin because I've been in that seat before. I've walked that road before. I hope she kills. I hope Aaliyah Boston does amazing. I hope they do great.
Caitlin Clark's rise isn't just about hype, it's about skill. After a standout game, NBA star Trey Young gave her a shout-out she fully deserved. Both Trey and Caitlin thrive not with size, but with smart, creative play. Their deep shooting range opens up the floor, and their ability to read defenses makes them dangerous every time they touch the ball. Because their styles are so similar, Trey broke down Caitlin's game in detail, showing just how sharp her basketball IQ already is. She sees the game like a vet, and that's what makes her stand out.